What up, Dokkanners? Is the Jiren celebration coming up next for Global? We received some announcements in game that really suggest that. So let's dive in and discuss everything that is going on in here. Both versions received the same announcement, like upcoming graphic at the same time. Global got a little bit more than JP. So let's start with the JP side and then we'll discuss why I think Jiren is coming up. But of course, let me start off by saying Dokkan has proven time and time again to be stupid, do illogical things, do unpredictable things. So while it makes a lot of sense for Jiren to come up, there's always a chance it doesn't. Why? Because Dokkan dumb. Same reason why you might think Jiren is not coming up and then it does, because Dokkan dumb. It doesn't matter where you are on the scale here. You think it's going to happen, you don't think it's going to happen. Someone is bound to be wrong, and it's going to be for the same reason. Dokkan is unpredictable. We just can't. We can't. The good thing is, though, this is the last celebration that we ever have to jump through these sorts of hoops and speculate and reach and cope, because once we're caught up with this celebration, we will be in full synchro, except for the holiday banner, which would happen at the end of the year. And then full synchro will be achieved. So anyway, enough yapping. Let's take a look at this graphic here. So we have new quest stages 1 through 4 in area 38 that's coming up. As you can see here, we've got Bardock and Cooler on the graphic. Neither of them are new assets. I believe the Bardock is either the tech. Is it the tech SSR Super Saiyan Bardock? Either that or the physical one. It's one of the Bardock characters. We've seen this. And I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, comment section, is this not LRSTR Cooler's intro animation? None can be my equal. Pretty sure that's what this is. Pretty sure. Then we've got a new stage for Extreme Super Battle Road, stage 64, Great Ape Power. Both versions are getting that. Okay. Then we've got Infinite Dragon Ball History, stage number 35. So we know the stage number on the JP version. On the global version, we know the specifics. It is Warriors of Universe 11 and versus Miraculous Awakening. Now, Miraculous Awakening is the new stage that both versions are getting, as that is not one that currently exists in the list of missions on JP. Stage number 32 is versus Warriors of Universe 11. So at the moment, Global has only ever completed 33 of these, whereas JP has completed 34. With Global getting 2 and JP getting 1, that brings our grand total to 35 when it is all said and done. Global getting the Warriors of Universe 11 gives a pretty strong indication that a certain alien bald-headed dude is coming soon to Global. So there is point number 1 in favor of Jiren. And then we've got this. This does not actually show up on the JP version. They skip to the burst mode. So let's talk about the global side. The Gods of Destruction event assemble. These guys, the stages 13 through 15, are coming soon to global. That is another point in favor of Jiren. If we look back at the celebration details on the Tanabata celebration for JP, back in July, actually starting in June, geez, yeah, starting in late June. So going through all the stuff here, we do have the Gods of Destruction event among them. So this is about 2 weeks into the celebration. That's because number 1 was Goku. Part 1 was Tech UI Goku. Part 2 was Jiren. This dropped during the Jiren celebration. I don't remember if Jiren dropped on the 23rd or the 18th, because like some of the announcements are weird. Like here it shows it's on the 18th, but then like in the actual, let's see, where is it? Oh, so confusing. Hold on. Yeah, so like here it shows 23rd, right? There's the little cell for the Jiren announcement. That's on the 23rd. But then like in the actual campaign details, it says the 18th. So you know what? Let's solve this. Let's pull up the banner. What does the release date say on the actual unit? The actual unit came out 18th. Okay, so yeah, Jiren came out on the 18th. So 2 weeks after UI Goku, along with the Blue Zone. When did the Blue Zone come out? On the 18th. Infinite Dragon Ball History came out 5 days later. Gods of Destruction event came out 5 days later. Honestly, I feel like the date differentials don't matter anymore, especially since Global, you know, mixes things up all the time. So I don't think that particularly matters. But the point is they're all in the same celebration. So the fact that this is showing up here, again, gives the indication that Jiren is coming up. There is one argument against all this, which I'll get to in a moment, but let's just finish this out. So both versions are getting burst mode, as we know, for the God Trunks Dokkan event. That is where the JP graphic ends, because nothing else that we have on the global side is something that JP hasn't had before. So that's it for JP. So for the next week, it's going to be a little bit light on JP, but at least you have something. November is typically the deadest month of the year, I think, for JP players. But global, it's going to get a little bit more interesting because we have Gods of Destruction, Extra Infinite Dragon Ball History, and we have the Dokkan Awakenings for the Universe 6 SSRs, Hit, Sao, Purina, and Champa. I'm not going to read what they all do, but basically this is a great slot 2, slot 3 kind of floating unit for both categories. Actually, very much so. Gives good depth to both. Hit is sort of an all-around all-star. He feels like he kind of feels like he has the makings of a Dokkan Festival, some of the things that he does, but you can very much see like the free-to-playness in here. There is no EZA for these characters, not yet. So this guy though is going to be pretty helpful, I think, for Universe 6 versus Bulma with the rainbow orb changing right here. And also he has a free-to-play version of the mechanic that the UI Goku has, the Tech UI Goku. Tech UI Goku counters every time he dodges. This guy can do the same thing, but you have to kind of work your way there to get to a point where you can. So that's why this kind of has a similar mechanic. They did drop around the same time. And then lastly, Champa. Champa's like a chubbier Devilman, honestly. JP players, I really want to know, is this unit good? Like, is this unit functionally good? Because he basically just launches heavy damage if you get lucky. 70% chance for an attack plus 300, 50% chance for an attack plus 400, medium chance of an attack plus 500, rare chance of an attack plus 1600, 600. You know what that means? That's 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 1800% attack. All of them to occur at the same time, the intersection of these 4 probabilities is a 1% chance, which is basically Devilman. Like, this dude just ate Devilman and got fat. That's what he is. So JP players, is this guy any good? Like, is he actually practical, or is he just a joke character? Let me know. So these 3 characters are getting Dokkan Awakenings. They add more depth to Universe 6, which is good. Again, part of Universe Survival Saga, which is again corresponding to a Jiren celebration. So these 3 things are here. What is not here? Blue Zone, announcement for the Blue Zone additional stages, which they do announce at some point. I have to see where they did it. I think they did it earlier, right? They did the God of Destruction thing for JP. Yeah, here it is. On the 18th itself, they said that it's there. Did they tease it? Oh, they did. 2 days prior. So they did tease the Blue Zone coming up. So Global not having received this announcement does kind of work against the Jiren argument. But I simply think that this is a classic case of Global not releasing everything in a timely fashion, and instead will be dropping this later on. They've done that before. They'll do it again. So this Blue Zone announcement has not happened. Also, the EZAs for Universe 7 have not been announced. I don't know if that shows up here that it's happening. Does it show up that it's coming soon? I don't know if it's necessarily going to do that, but that also we have not received any indication for. I think both things can be easily written off as global shenanigans, to be quite honest with you. I don't think that because they're not listed here, it means it's not going to happen. Because tonight, for example, is when JP is going to be getting their server maintenance. Don't forget, there is a server maintenance that is coming up for JP for update 5.24.0. This right here, which, by the way, Global still has yet to receive an announcement for. Why is that? Again, global shenanigans. Could it be because Global is not going to yet receive this update quite yet? Maybe because they need to save this for next week when we get closer to the new Dokkan Festival, or for some other reason. Who knows? So if we are not going to be getting an announcement for this, us not getting an announcement for those other things shouldn't be an argument against us. So there's that. The other thing that people do use as an argument against the possibility of Jiren coming up is probably the most sensible one, but I'm here to debunk that, and that is the stone sales. Stone sales is usually a very good indication as far as when new summons, new stone sales are going to be emerging. Why? Because that's normally how it works. Every time a stone sale ends, a new stone sale begins. So looking at Lord Slug's stone sales, that went until the 10th of no. Oh wait, oops. I'm looking at the wrong one. I should be looking at Heroes. That one went until the 10th. Where is the crossover campaign? The crossover stones are going until the 27th or the 28th. So what does this mean? This means the next Dokkan Festival stone sales will be happening on the 28th. However, for Jiren's stone sales, let me show you Exhibit A, the nonsense that happened to Global back during the 9th anniversary. For those of you who recall, at the end of the 9th anniversary, when we were a week into the Beast Gohan celebrations, we already had stone sales for Beast Gohan. So that is why 99.999, I'm just going to say it, 100% of us, all of us, did not think UI Goku would be showing up right away. Because we have stone sales, right? From the 25th to the 11th of August, we had stone sales, and we had a banner that had freshly dropped. In spite of that fact, UI Goku dropped a week later with a brand new set of stone sales. None of y'all called this. None of y'all called this, and not a single one of you expected them to do this little stunt right here. What they did is they moved all of the stone sales for this new campaign onto a separate tab. They could totally do this again. The Dragonstone sale tab on the left is where you have your normal stone sales, where you normally are accustomed to buying your stones. On the right, where it's the special tab, you'll have like the Pilaf's Trove deals for the special packs, the hidden potential things, the starter packs, things like that. But they added a new little dot here for the extra stone sales for UI Goku. Why? Because they wanted you to spend more money and they didn't care how they did it. They needed to get it over to you. So they did it. So they're gonna, I feel like they could totally do this again. So let's just say, for example, Jiren drops in 2 days. That would conflict directly with our current heroes stone sales, right? Doesn't matter. They'll just put all the stone sales in a separate tab. Doesn't matter. So if you still need to buy the Dragonstone sales from heroes, you can. And if you also want to buy the Jiren stone sales, you can. So that completely debunks that restriction. And again, since this is the last banner, I would not be surprised if they did this for one final banner. After that, they're never going to do that again, unless they have so many stone sales that they just feel so compelled to do that for like other celebrations in the future. They won't be doing that again. They'll just have all their stone sales in one spot. So for all those different reasons, ladies and gentlemen, I think Jiren is coming up. I think probably the final confirmation will either be tonight or next week. I don't think it's going to be next week though, but there's always a chance. I feel like what's personally about to happen is coming up later on tonight while JP is down for server maintenance. Global will also receive a data download, but will also be getting the animation teasers for Jiren. Jiren is not a Dokkan Festival unit, so there's no event teaser, but we will also then get the Blue Zone announcement, and we will get do we actually get an announcement for upcoming EZAs? I don't know if we do. Just the Blue Zone announcement will probably be that, and we'll get the animations for Jiren, and then we'll know in a couple of days when he's coming out. That's my prediction, but we'll have to wait and see. Once we do know, of course, I will let you guys know in a follow-up video. Until then, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else that I missed in this conversation. I think I've covered pretty much everything. What do you think is going to be happening? Will Jiren be coming up on Global in the next couple of days? Could it be in a week? Do you think they're going to be spreading out the Blue Zone stages? Maybe not necessarily dropping it at the same time as all this stuff. Maybe Jiren and the Gods of Destruction drops now, but in a couple of days, maybe the Blue Zone drops. I mean, Dokkan has done dumber things in the past, so what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let each one know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.